Hello friends, in part 2 of daily used AutoCAD commands, I will be explaining you the remainder 15 of the commands that I was not able to explain in video part 1. So let's begin. Now the first command that I will explain about is a mirror. What a mirror does is replicate a shape onto another direction that you wish. So if you wish to select this, if you wish to mirror this shape onto this side and you don't wish to move it or copy it from here, what you can do is simply type MI for mirror, then select your object, press enter, and you can mirror it accordingly. Remember, a yes will delete the original object, or no will not. So we will have to type N for no and press enter. Now if you type N, it will not delete. However, if you type Y for yes, it will delete the shape that you have mirrored it from originally. Alternatively, you can also use this command here from the ribbon. Click on this, select your object, press enter, select where you want to mirror from, drag it to the direction that you wish for it to mirror. You can either delete the original or you can leave. In this case, I'll leave the original one. Now the next item is offset. So let me show you what offset is. An offset will basically move this line inwards at a distance that is set by you. So to use an offset, you can simply click here, click on wherever you wish to offset, bring your line up or down. This will give your mouse the direction. Remember, you have to. And you can enter your distance. I'm just going to enter 3. Press enter. Once you do that, then you select. You can either move it inwards or you can move it 3 mm outwards. We'll leave it inwards for now. Similarly, if you wish to use offset by command, what you can do is type O for offset, press enter. Then you specify your distance. In this case, I can do a 5. And you can move it either 5 mm inside, outside, or you can move it 5 mm inside. Remember, wherever this big box is, that is where your offset will be done. So if you're trying to offset inside but pointing outside, then that's not going to happen. You will have to do it the way that I'm showing. Outside, you have to drag it outside, and for inside, you have to keep it inside. Now the next one is copy and paste. What you can do is copy, type CO for copy, and then select wherever you want and paste by clicking. Now if you wish to retain this shape in this position into this object, what you can do is select this, type a CO for copy, press enter, then select either bottom right or bottom left or top right or top left point, or you can also do the middle, but we'll use the top right and just move it in there. Alternatively, what you can do is if you wish to copy this object into this into this shape, what you can do is type CO, press enter, then don't use this center, find your own center. What you can do to find your own center, you type M2P for move to point, press enter, then select one diagonal corner and select the other diagonal corner, bring it here, and then you do type M2P again, press enter. You can select the opposite corners as well, this one and this one. Now as you can see, it has perfectly centered your shape into another shape. This M2P command and copy from base point means you copy from, not from this part, but you copy it from the origin point. Comes very handy when you are actually making a floor plan. It saves you quite a bit of time and you can do other things as well. So now what we can do is move. Let's say to enter move command, what you can do is either click on this command, this is move, then select your object, press enter, and move it with base point, or you can also just move it without a base point if you wish to. Now for a move and a copy, what you can do is also move it with a distance. So if you wish to move this one up by about 60 millimeters, what you can do is click your object, type on move, click on whichever corner you wish, move it in the direction that you wish to move, it's either up or down, In this case, I'll go up and I'll type a distance of 60. As you can see, it has moved it up to a distance of 60 millimeters. Now moving it with a distance works really easy. Rather than you select, then you move this and you try to put construction lines and waste your time. Drafting is not about wasting time. It's about how fast and how precisely you can make your drawings. You have to be consistent because consistency is key. So to be consistent, use the commands and the methods that I have shown you in this two-part video series. The next option is hatch. So let's say to create a hatch, we can type the H for hatch, and then it will give you this window. I will try to create this ANSI31. This one is mostly used to show construction. This one is mostly used to show walls on a plan. Now you can also put a background to this so that you have done this hatch. What you can do is simply click on this hatch. This is your line. The top one is your line. So I'll put it to magenta. The bottom one is your background. So for backgrounds, use 255 white and not number 7 white. Remember, 255 white. Because 255 white will not show, but if there are any other disturbances underneath, it will not allow to show up. Now that you have created a hatch, if you wish to create another hatch in this drawing, what you can do is type H for hatch, press enter, click on settings or type settings, then click on inherit properties. Select the hatch that you wish to inherit the properties from and bring it and hatch it wherever you wish to hatch. Now if there are small gaps in the corners or on the line joints, the hatching will give you a really hard time. So what you can do to close off those ones, you type F space R space, enter a radius of 0, press enter, select multiple, and you can do multiple corners. Once you've done multiple corners, you can press enter, type RE for region, and then you can enter your hatch again. Now if you have done inherit properties and you wish to use the same, you can recall it and it will be there. You don't have to inherit another property from the hatch. Next is a super hatch. What a super hatch does is it allows you to hatch photos and images into the drawings as a hatch. Let me show you what I mean. We'll draw a column. This one mostly helps when you're drawing columns and other things. So we'll do a 2.4 meter long column, 2400 by 300 mm. So that's my column. What I'll do is I'll try to hatch this photo into my drawings. Give it a bit of time to open up. Now I wish to insert this photo into my drawing. So what I will do is I'll go to my drawing. I'll type SU and I'll select the super hatch option. Then I'll click on image and it'll ask you where you have to bring it. So go to the place where you saved your image that you wish to super hatch into the drawing. Select, click on open, and don't make any changes here. Just click on OK. Take this point and bring it to that point. Now, if you are happy with that placement, you can click on yes, or you can type yes, Y, and it will ask you how many hatches you wish to create. So if you wish to create hatches for this entire column, what you can do is just press inside. It will highlight the inside, and if that's okay, press on enter, and it brings in that nice super hatch, as you can see there. So you don't have to go waste your time with materials, and you don't have to edit the properties or anything. This can be a really life-saving shortcut. Now that we have done that, let's try to rotate things straight up, and we can also use a reference. So to straight up rotate, what we can do is just type RO, press enter, select all the objects that you wish to rotate, press enter again. Then from a base point, you can just rotate it. Now if you wish to rotate this line to a reference plane, so that this point and this point over here sit according to this angle, what you can do is simply firstly just select your object. To deselect, press on shift, then press on the line that you have selected. Then type RO for rotate, enter. Click on whichever corner that you wish to bring it up. In this case, the bottom corner. Now you can either put it there or you can type a reference and select your reference point. I'll do these points here and just bring them up there. And that is your rotation with reference. Similarly, you can scale this with reference. So if you wish to scale one object, remember, when you are scaling, type SC for scale, then press enter and select your object that you wish to scale, press enter. Now, if you're just using this, it will make it really huge and you'll have a hard time to manage it. So to scale with reference, type SC, enter, scale, then enter, then select on the bottom point, then type R, enter, then just pick your two reference points and you can either move them up and make it as huge as you want them to be, or you can move them down like so. Now, as I had already shown rotate, but I'll just show it again. So if you wish to make this column straight, what you can do is create your construction line simply by typing XL, then enter, then type RO for rotate, press enter, then select your bottom point. Now, as you can see, if you try to make it straight, it will not become straight. So just put in another command while rotate is on, press enter, press R for rotate reference, then select your bottom and your top point and just put it there like so. That is how you use referencing, and you also scale with reference. Now to bring in a text, firstly create your layers in text, turn on your layer in text, then type MT for M text, and then just bring in this arrow, put it anywhere you want. Remember, you have already set up your style, so you don't have to worry. Type in your text. Your text. Press enter. Zoom out of that. Remember, it should not be this huge. And before you zoom out, double click on this here and to close it. Now, as you can see that this text is completely inconsistent. So what you have to do is you have to click on this, click here, click on the style and put it to whichever one that you wish. Now, in my case, I'll put it to layout text. So once you put it to layout text, double click and remember to close this off all the time. If you leave this all the way extended, what it will do, it will create an extends error. So if you type a zoom extends, it will take up, instead of this small area, it will take up the entire long area. Now, there's also another inconsistency. At times we make a mistake. We are typing in capitals and then we put a small and then we just turn off the capitals by mistake. So in a big note, that will not be helpful to delete everything and write it again. So let's say if you have done this mistake, you can select your text that you wish to turn into a uppercase, Control plus Shift plus U, and it makes it capital. Similarly, if you wish to put it in a lowercase, what you can do is select all the text that you wish to put it in lowercase, then Control plus Shift plus L, close off, and you can exit. Now, as you can see, you have also put it in uppercase and lowercase. What are attributes? Attributes are text with properties. You can edit those texts in a block without actually exploding the block. Let me show you. Like for this case, we have created attributed texts in the border in a previous video. So we can just double click on this block and we can make our changes whichever way we want. Let's say so I've written War Machine Rocks and it's in small. But remember, Control Shift U will not work here. So you have to turn on cap locks and then you have to write whatever you want. You can apply, then click on OK, and it has shown it there. Now, if this was an M text instead of an attribute, you will find it very hard to edit this one here. And if you edit an attribute in one place, it does not change it in another place. So to create an attribute, type ATT and select this option, attribute definition, and it will ask you for a tag. Just write whichever one you know is right. So if you wish to say enter client's name here, just copy this and paste it here and leave the default. You don't have to fill. However, if you wish to fill the default, this helps with your sheet sets. Click here, click your sheet set, and then you can just select whichever one you know is right. So if we are saying it's a project name, and then we can select whether it should be uppercase, lowercase. So everything when you manage from a sheet set, it can be done. I'll explain how to do sheet sets in another video. It's a really long process to set up and everything. And then just click OK. Don't have to worry about it. The justification is up to you. What I do is, if I'm using attributes with a block, I just simply put it to middle left. The text height, you can put it to whichever one you wish. In this case, I'll just say a title block text. And it will already pick up everything for you. Make sure that the text is annotative. Lock its position. Click on OK and put it there. Now, if you turn this into a block with something else, you can edit the text there. Then you have now in attributed text, what you can do is you can enter whatever you want, as I was saying earlier. So let's say, just for training exercise, you can apply, click on OK. But if you were to do the same thing with an M text, a normal text, exercise, click on OK. You will not be able to edit it. It will take you straight to the block editor. But if you turn an attribute into a block with an object, you can edit the text like so. Now, another cool feature about AutoCAD is the external referencing. What you can do is you can external reference several things into this file. You don't really have to make changes to a lot of things. So to do an external reference, you type XR for external reference, press enter. It will bring you this window. And what you can do is, from this drop down arrow, you can attach whatever you wish to attach in here. So if I wish to attach, let's just say we'll attach an image, and click on OK. And I'll just use this image again. Click on OK. Everything to be specified on screen, and you can set this up however you wish to. Now the last command to make changes to several things in AutoCAD, if you wish to make any changes to a lot of things, a lot of settings, you don't have to really go down here and make each and every one. Just type options, press enter, and it will bring up the options window. So over there you can set up everything. You can set up things in your files, your display, open and save, plot and publish, system, user preferences, drafting, 3D modeling, selection, profile, and online. Now that is all the commands for this video. The rest of the 150 I will explain in the other videos to come, which will be how to create a full set of architectural plans, two-dimensional architectural plans, and then later we'll make 3Ds of them. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.